knife, that's a knife.
G'day, Tēnā koutou, nu mai, haere mai, THaC here, also known as Angelite85, and yeah, I'm in the Top Hats and Champagne bar. THaC has actually given me, offered me a guest video spot on his channel. So here's a Stupid Console Peasant quote video, but I'm actually feeling a little bit underdressed for this fine establishment. So let's just fix that. That's much better now, isn't it? Just one last thing. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. And let's get it on.
Okay.
What is with these guys and their intros? Usually it seems like it's some sort of template that they've picked up from somewhere, or some form of cringeworthy, I don't know what it is. Just like, I mean, you just like Johnny Kills 3D, and usually they have some form of techno or some dub shit. You know, couldn't they maybe, I don't know, have some Adele? That's better. Sometimes it's nice to be a little bit more refined and cultured.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today I will be bringing you the top 5 reasons why console gaming is better than PC gaming.
Oh, goody. A top 5. You know, I'm starting to wonder if 5 is all you console peasants seem to be able to count up to. It's always 5. 5 this, 5 that. Top 5, bottom 5. What? Come on.
Number 1. Consoles have better ports. Console has much better quality ports for Call of Duty and FIFA than PC do.
Hang on, did he just say COD and FIFA? Let's watch that again.
Easier than the usual Call of Duty and FIFA than PC do.
He did! Well, it's not the 2 that I would have thought gotten taken for a bad port type thing. I mean, it's usually the poster child is, what is that, Batman Arkham Knight is usually the one that they go after for a bad port. But, as we keep saying, a bad port isn't anything to do with the platform, it is to do with the developer being lazy. Especially if they're not putting in certain features like a field of view slider, or locking the frame rate, or what's another thing using matchmaking stuff, no dedicated servers. You know, I mean, this is current year. Why are we still trying to do peer-to-peer? It doesn't make any sense. Looking at you, Ubisoft and For Honor.
Most games are able to be run on PC effectively, except for COD and FIFA. I never had a good experience with either of those games on PC. I always enjoyed COD and FIFA much more on consoles. I always personally had a better experience with them. The quality was much better and it ran much more smoothly. Also, the player count was much larger on console than PC, meaning matchmaking was much better and consistent for finding games.
Okay, so you alone, from what I can gather, are having trouble with those 2 titles. You would be the first that I've actually ever heard of having trouble with those 2 particular titles on a PC. Meaning that it's quite possible that your PC is what? Maybe a potato or a Mac? You know? Because pretty much everybody I've ever dealt with that have played Call of Duty and FIFA have had 0 issues running 1080p and 60 FPS on machines at 6 years old. You know, like, it sounds like a you problem, to be honest. And in mentioning on the whole, you know, there are fewer gamers on Call of Duty, there is a reason for that. We have tons of titles. Things that PC gamers also despise is matchmaking. A lot of the older titles of Call of Duty doesn't have that. So a lot of PC gamers that enjoy Call of Duty will actually play the older versions of Call of Duty rather than the newer ones that don't have dedicated servers and being able to customize them and stuff like that. So when that happens, that is why you'll find a lower number of people on servers. And if the game was particularly not that great and isn't holding any kind of attention for them. That also happens. A really good example of that is Battlefield 3 and 4. Yeah. Some people have actually I actually recall somebody mentioning Titanfall 2. Well, guess the problem with Titanfall 2 is that it was released at the wrong period of time. It was released between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty whatever. It was released on a Tuesday rather than at the end of the week, or some crap like that. It wasn't released in the beginning. There was something wrong with that. And it was also carrying the stigma problem with not Battlefield 1, Titanfall 1. Now, I can tell you now, Titanfall 2 is a fantastic game. It's what happens when the companies actually listen to people. So, if you haven't got it, go out and get it. It's a fantastic first-person shooter. Okay, you know what? This next section I'm just going to skip right over. He does mention that you can plug a PC into a TV, but it's a pain in the ass and hassle, which to me is basically, unless you're a retarded fish frog fucktard, it's not really. He also makes mention of the shared screen, split screen, co-op-y, couchy shit. Because apparently PC doesn't have it, but I mean, then that means that this little list here isn't a thing. Now this list here is actually from Steam, and it indicates over about 700 titles that are not only split screen, shared screen type of thing, they're also full controller support as well. So, you know, have at it.
Number 2, couch gaming. Console gaming will always have PC as well. On console, you can just actually couch game, even split screen with friends. With PC, you can't play with friends, so couch. It is super competitive and show you PC dealer, TV creation line. We have to carry PC room across the house, there's a lot of users. So general, gaming on the couch is more successful than PC gaming on the couch.
Oh fuck. Not this one. Alright, let's hear it, Biohazard Gaming.
Number 3, plug and play. Console gaming is so simple.
Yep, a trained chimp can use them.
You plug it in and then play easy. PC gamers like to argue that PC is easy.
That's because they are that easy. Unless you're a retarded fish frog fucktard, which, I mean, it's starting to become every single console peasant I come across.
And you have to be a dumbass to not know how to use it. But many of my friends always seem to have trouble with PC. My experience with PC has been relatively good, but I've had many issues in the past, ranging from drivers to mic issues. I had a microphone issue for 6 months. All the Google searches I did didn't help at all. None of those forums were able to help me at all. I was very lucky to fix it, because the issue was a cable connected from my PC to my monitor. Such a small thing caused such a big issue for that long, it was just a pain in the arse.
Okay, so unless you're doing some pretty silly things, I and many others outside of actual hardware failure have had zero issues. The last issue I had to fix was maybe 2 years ago, and it was a pretty easy one at that. It was a hardware issue relating to a driver, uninstalled driver, reinstalled with the latest version. Problem solved. Total time 2 hours for troubleshooting and solution application. I have no idea why you were having trouble with your mic. It may have been that you didn't configure your system correctly to recognize the mic itself, to which port it was running on, or there was some other issue involved. If you were using a USB mic, maybe you didn't have the drivers appropriately installed. Who knows? But, you know. Now, he doesn't mention it here, but you know, there is also, I'm going to address it now, the whole stick disc in play thing isn't a thing anymore. It's now stick disc in, install firmware OS update, patch, then play, and hope nothing is wrong like game crashes, which cannot be fixed on a console until a patch is rolled out, be it one for the game or another firmware update for the console, which could take days due to the Q&A stuff devs have to go through with Sony and Microsoft. PC, we can trace it ourselves, fix it, or wait for the patch in a couple of hours.
That's why I believe consoles are easier, because PC will always have its issues.
Yeah, PCs do have issues, but so do consoles, and it seems to be becoming a little bit more far frequent than, you know, in the before time. In the long, long ago, back with cartridge-based consoles, where all you had to do to fix them was just go... Done. Sega. No, don't remember that? Maybe you're too young. Oh, the exclusives argument. Let's hear how this one goes.
Number 4. Exclusives. PC may have more exclusives.
Yes, PCs do have more exclusives. Not all of them are good. But what's your point? Oh! Wait, let me guess. This is going to be consoles have better exclusives. Okay. Hey everybody! Everybody in the bar. Stand around, gather around, gather around. I'm paying 2 to 1 to bet that this person is going to use a quality over quantity argument. Let's see how this one goes.
That does not make them better at all. Quality over quantity.
There it is! We have a winner! You can actually collect your winnings as you leave the bar from the barmaid. Thank you for playing.
I feel like consoles exclusively tend to be more fun and have better quality, but this does not apply to every single exclusive. Call of Duty and FIFA are not exclusive to console, but they are just much better on console than on PC. That is why I would say overall consoles have better exclusives than PC.
Okay, let's get into this. First up, you said Phil. Are you related to YouTube Gamer? I mean, Console King by chance? Second, I get the impression your games library only consists of Call of Duty and FIFA. This is the second time you have mentioned them, and they have zero relevance to the exclusive argument thingy, as you said yourself. They are not exclusives. And lastly, saying better quality, that's better quality. You have to define a metric for that said quality to be measured by, otherwise it is subjective and means nothing anyway. But on a sheer volume basis, I can deduce that PCs have the greater number of critically acclaimed titles than consoles. And yes, indies count, as budget has little to do and, well, really no bearing on the final quality of the game. Just look at Stardew Valley, Subnautica and Minecraft, which are amazing titles. PCs also not only have more in titles, but more in genres available to it, such as real-time and turn-based strategy games like StarCraft, Warcraft, Grey Goose, Sins of a Solar Empire and Civilization! And grand strategy games like Crusader Kings, Stellaris, Hearts of Iron and Europa Universalis. MOBAs like Dota, League of Legends, Smite and Heroes of the Storm. Along with all the other genres and games, you cannot definitively say that consoles have better exclusives.
Number 5. You don't have to build it. With a PC, you have to order the parts off the internet, then assemble it.
You can. You do not have to build it. It is just an option if you like me and love to tinker. But you can in fact walk into your local computer shop and say, hey, this is what I want, this is my budget, can you build it for me please? Or go to a place that sells pre-builds and buy it off the shelf. Yes, it is slightly dearer, but that's the price you pay for convenience. But unless you have no idea how to play with Legos, which if you didn't know I would say the only thing that would keep things from going in one ear and out the other, is the for rent sign in the middle. There is really no reason aside from laziness not to build your own. There is plenty of videos on YouTube and Reddit posts out there to even help you do it, including in helping you pick the parts.
With a console, you walk into the store, pick it up, and plug and play at home. With a PC, you have to hope that it doesn't break and that all the parts work properly. Some PC gamers will argue this process is easy, but for a casual gamer it can be quite daunting. And if one part breaks, you gotta figure out which one it is, and then send that specific company a letter or an email to get a replacement for it, and it can just take a lot of time to set up your PC.
How about you buy your parts from a local shop and, you know, support your local community's economy? If there is a problem with the part, you take it back to the shop you got it from and they give you a new part. You go home, easy done. It's not fucking rocket science. You don't need to be this guy, or this guy, or these guys to build a fucking computer. Now that that's over and done with, I've been the THaC Gamer, also known as Angel885. Thank you for stopping by the Top Hats bar. Keep that bear on ice, and I will see you around like a rissole. And no hora.